In this video, I'll show you my top 10 list of custom maps for Gorebox. And trust me, you definitely want to stick around for number 1. So let's start with number 10, Neon City. You spawn in on a long road with a short journey ahead of you. The graphics look like something that came out of a Tron movie. As you get to the city at the end of the road, you'll see that it too has the whole synthwave aesthetic. It's definitely one of the more futuristic and different looking maps out there, and the drive out of town will intensely remind you of a video loop you may have seen in the outros of various YouTubers' videos. But besides that, there's really not much to it. It's a purely aesthetic map, and that's great. Actually, you spawn in an elevator which has brought you down to number 9, the Bat Cave. The cave is large, airy, and sunken in water. Bridges connect the various parts of it to each other. Another entrance to the cave is hidden behind this makeshift waterfall. In here you will find a bat plane, a T-Rex statue, or maybe it's just an actual T-Rex who doesn't feel like moving around today, Batman's control room, and the gigantic Joker playing card. You'll think Batman just stands here with coffee and cusses this guy out every morning. You jonkler piece of crap. This map is still a work in progress, but a standalone secret lair as a map felt unique enough to include in this video. At number 8, we have what is technically not a map, but a save for the void map instead. You spawn somewhere up in the mountains, and after you make your way down a dirt road, a gigantic hole in the ground is unveiled to you. It's the highlight of the canyon map. There was a bridge here that allowed you to cross it, but it invested in Melania coin got broke, and now takes you inside the canyon instead. Oh, I'm fine actually. Yep, I'm fine. And once you're down, you can descend into the rather fleshed out cave system. In here you will find somebody's living room, a little underground pond. Should have determined whether it was frozen or not earlier. There's some cave mushrooms here and there. Besides that, there isn't really much to see in this map, but personally, I like this cave system more than the one that we see in Pit Valley. Using the in-game static props, it looks more natural and ambient. This one, on the other hand, looks a bit more outdated and more like an air vent than a cave system to me, which is why I included the save in my list. Number 7, the World Trade Center. Look at just how beautiful that is. Now, to be fair, one of the towers is just a bunch of pixels containing a hollowed out area, but the other tower has glass windows with interesting posters pasted all over. You enter through a pretty lobby with flags of various countries adorning the railings of the floor above. Right at the top, just like how it was in real life, there's an antenna on just one of the towers. This tower is mostly hollow as well, with the exception of 4 office rooms, which gives you a glimpse of what the interiors must have looked like at one point in history. The massive vertical scale of this map encouraged me to include it in my list. For number 6, we are back in the city of New York. Now, the textures of this map are rather simplistic, and I've played video games based in New York before, like Spider-Man and GTA 4. And while this map may not look as fancy as those ones, the large billboards strewn across buildings, derelict alleyways, and the occasional indoor establishment really make me feel like I am a citizen of pixelated New York. Besides, of course, the Gorebox team Statue of Liberty right here, there's also the Empire State Building, a construction site, an airport, a bridge, what I assume is Central Park, a dockyard, and a few enterable buildings which really add some character to this map, which is why I included it in my list. Number 5, roads, power lines, a large river, and even security outposts around the main attraction of this map. But what is it? A nuclear power plant, of course. It comes with a parking lot, an electrical grid, some turbines, and of course its iconic cooling towers. You can no-clip through them, and boy are they massive. But you know what else is massive? The overall map itself is large, surrounded by some rather janky mountains, and contains just a few non-power plant related buildings. I had to include this map in my list for its overall scale and attention to details. At number 4, we have a map which has supposedly taken inspiration from the Chechen War. Similar to Desert Bridge, this map is marked by debris and destruction. There's missile craters, bullet holes, burnt trees, a long road littered with trash, and buildings which have undergone varying levels of destruction. I like the grim art style of this map, and the creator has even taken some time to add some minute details which compel me to include this map in my list. Number 3. Right here we have what is the most downloaded map from the mod.io workshop, the slums. Now while the textures are a bit glitchy, the hyper-realistic art style combined with the low polygon models of Gorebox gives us a nice little juxtaposition of sorts. Walking through this map takes me back to the poverty-stricken areas of Senmu 2. There's nice little details all over the map, like this pit in the road with a broken sewage pipe, this cozy little barber shop, this industrial-sized garbage bin just blocking the road, this little water tank on somebody's terrace, I didn't expect to die just there, and this little canopy in someone's backyard. Overall, a nice little map with some intricate details, which caused it to be included in my list. At number 2, we have a Big Boy map. It's apparently based on a real life location, an abandoned phosphorus plant in Kazakhstan, and I'm not sure if this is the exact location. There's 3 things I like about this map. First of all, as I said, it's really big. As you can see, there's a lot going on over here. Second, the whole vibe and atmosphere, it's dark, gloomy, and ominous. It makes me feel like I'm inside a stalker game. And thirdly, I like the textures. Well, it's not exactly hyper realistic. It's realistic enough to give us a juxtaposition that is similar enough to the one that we got from the slums map. Not all of the buildings in this map are enterable, but those that are will give you a creepier feeling inside than what you'd get from out of it. Unique, gloomy, and big. That's why I added this map to my list. And finally, it's time for the number 1 map, which is unlike anything I've ever seen in Gorebox before. It's called Zatan, Tears of the Steppes. Or is that Steppes? Which means that it would be located somewhere in this area if it existed in real life. First up, this map takes about a minute to load, but trust me, it's worth it. And now it's time for a tour. On my right we've got the sea, and if you go along the coast, you'll come across a well-detailed oil rig. Just a little bit further along the shoreline, you will enter a small dockyard with a shanty town and a market. Next there's a little checkpoint which would inspect boats before they enter the territory. Next up is a 5-floor tall, fully furnished lighthouse. Then there's this large prison complex consisting of a factory, a prison, slums, a small farmyard, a church, a theater, a godown, a casino, although I'm not sure that teaching prisoners to gamble is a good idea, a military outpost, and more. I found 2 lakes in the map. One of them appears to be polluted, the other one isn't and supplies water to the local rivers, I assume. This right here is one of the few mountains in this map which can be ascended, but there's nothing really up here except for this Easter egg from the developer. But what's under it? It's the entrance to a bunker, complete with a medic station, a secure area for rations, a server room, elevators, and even their shafts. Of course, these aren't really operable. There's a heating room, an overseer's room, and an ammunition room as well. On the road off the bunker is a military camp with a shooting range, helipad, watchtower, and yet another bunker which is similar but still different from the previous one. Somewhere else along the road is yet another military encampment which has access to a large airship, and yes, you can enter it. Besides the passenger area and some rooms to sleep in, there are actually 2 control rooms, one to control the ship and the other to control the weaponry. Then there is a regular town. It has a prison, an infirmary, store, and unique houses. Somewhere in the forest there is a large church with a graveyard. Ooh, brains. Oh, where are you guys? Oh, there you are. Brains. It looks over a river that splits the map in half, which you can cross by using the various bridges built over it, and across one of these bridges you will find the power plant. It too is detailed, but I won't be covering it because I've already covered so much of this map, and further down the road from it is a mining town with, well, a mine which you can explore. To be fair, it's mostly empty. This map made me feel like I was playing a low polygon version of Fallout New Vegas, which is a compliment, by the way. I love that game. Now, as lovely and amazing as this map is, it does have some problems. First of all, it's a bit too large, and while there are a lot of great areas to check out in this map, the size makes getting from place to place to be a bit of a chore. Driving your car around this large map is fun though. Overall, a great map. It felt like a dozen maps in one. Did you know that maps based on mods are being officially added to Gorebox? I've covered that in this video right here. So that was it for this video. The download links of all the maps are down below in the description. So I've been Jazef, you've been my audience. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.